How do those two go together? How does it make sense? What are you doing right now? What are you doing? I want to talk to you about something very, well, it's going to be very different. Okay? So, watch this. See this? What is this? What do you know about the things that you feel as you see everything that you want to be or happen for real? Did you know that this all means something? Everything that you are open to seeing may not be exactly where it is, but what does it mean for how you are? I'm right here, like this. Do you know what that like feels to become like? Do you know what that is? Feel to become like. Feel to become as if, as though, as you want, as you. The most ace exact thing inside of you, what that wants. What does that mean? How does that feel? That's where we are. That's what I want. I had a conversation with my mom this weekend, and we talked about money. But it's not about just money, it's about things. What's more important, things or money? You need money to get the things that you need, right? But if they're given to you, money just isn't significant anymore. Because if you have everything that you need, it doesn't matter about what you can buy. To be honest, I'd rather have things that I need. I don't care about money. I'd honestly just be given everything that I can honestly just need in my life: food, information, shelter, stuff. I'd rather have that completely satisfied and ready to go all the time, every moment of my day, rather than money. It's not about the money. The money is just, but you have to have it to buy stuff, but you don't need it. You need the stuff that it, oh, it's not about the money, it's about the stuff. But it's not about everything because that's materialism. But you still need food. You still need water. You still need shelter. You still need electrolytes. You still need things, right? Clothing to fit what is happening on your ongoing day. Transportation. How do you get to who? Where are you going to have to go and see? Because you have to stay connected to everything and all the time. And sometimes you can't just walk. I mean, I did miles and it was awesome. But then my family gave me a car and they blessed me with it for real. That Mercedes, they gave it to me. Yeah, for real. I didn't buy that. My mom and dad gave it to me. For real. I didn't buy that. And it talks to me about something, you know? People love you for real. So don't run away from the people that really love you. Recognize it. Because they will change your life in a moment, way more than anything else could ever. Because people are vital in your life. Like you guys watching this, you know how soothing you are into my soul just being able to connect with you guys for real? You know how awesome that is? And you guys get to talk to me, and I get to talk to you, and this is the way life should just be for everyone all the time, man. This is just the way it should be. But we have to understand ourselves a lot to like do stuff. We have to do things. We can't just be given things all the time. This is showing an appreciation to what I have been given in my life. Do I work all the time? Yeah, I work hard. I'm up at 4 a.m. every morning and I start my morning running every morning, every day. I run and run and run with my legs. Maybe not always with my legs because that's all the time, but I run and run and I hustle and I go and I go and I go. But I've noticed that it's not about the money, it's about the stuff that you need in order to have it fulfilled in your soul. I am so grateful for my mom, for my dad, for my sister, her husband, their little boy. I'm grateful for my family. I'm grateful for my home. I'm grateful for God showing me like what the world I'm even. And I'm still having a hard time with that sometimes. I got something though for you. Let me put this down for a second. Do you know what the sin of Judah is? It's engraved on. I want to say it's engraved on me. I don't know why. I have a feeling that it's weird and I don't understand what it means right now. But do you know what that sin of Judah is? Those who can't talk shouldn't. I didn't read that. Those who can't talk shouldn't. Those who can talk, you better scream and yell. The story of how I was taught is very interesting. You know, I don't understand a lot of it, but I know how vital it is to my life. And I don't understand and I don't know why it means something like that anymore. It's, I don't get it. But it says, cursed is the man who trusts in man and makes flesh his strength, whose heart turns away from the Lord. He is like a shrub in the desert and shall not see any good outcome. He shall dwell in the parched places of the wilderness and in uninhabited salt land. Blessed is the man who trusts in the Lord, who trusts in the Lord. He is like a tree planted by water that sends out its roots by the stream, does not fear when heat comes, for its leaves remain green. Huh. That's interesting to me. How can leaves always remain that way? How can you always remain just the most perfect version of what you can be, showing to the everyone that passes by like a tree does? You know, whenever a tree blooms, it has like really bright colors like green. Right now, it's like you can go outside and see a lot of the new bloom. The green is really bright, but the new life is like that. I don't know why. It doesn't really make sense why it's always that way, but it seems like new life is always bright and shiny all the time. I don't know why. I don't understand how this makes sense to me either. I have forsaken my house. Have you forsaken your house? I have. I've lied before. I've cheated. I've ran from myself. I've drank until I black out. What matters is how are you getting rid of all this stuff for real in your life that doesn't serve you anymore? It creates you to be who you are, but the point is for you to not go back to the things that don't serve you ever again. How do you do that for real? How do you make your choices the most exact moment every second and be sealed away from all the new things that you experience, and making sure that those experiences are not wrong for you? Because as you grow, you will just jump into a world of different things, everything, all at one moment, whenever you open yourself up very fast in that way. But how do you make sure that your frequency is only choosing the right thing for the moment of your day, every moment? And how is that preparing your choices to make you a success? And however you want to be a success in, it doesn't matter what it is, it's whatever you want it to be. But I have to ask myself, my sins are my own, your sins are your own. I have not been the best person for like 15 years or 16 years. How do you keep going? How do you make choices that doesn't destroy your life after you've just not been a good person for like 15, 16 years? How do you go back to people? How do you see yourself anymore? How do you want to see yourself? I have a hard time a lot with a lot of, well, I've always been told just don't regret, don't regret, don't regret. But whenever you're here and you see yourself and you see all of it, after years of doing this, How do you just keep going whenever you know that you wronged so much in your life? Whenever Judas, kissed Jesus, knowing for a fact he gave him up for real, he wronged someone. Bible says I think he killed himself or something crazy. I don't know, you know. Were you there? But the idea of doing somebody wrong that you are right there with and you believe, but something just doesn't go with you the right way and you just flare off and you're just like, for for this? It's not, you can't do that. It's not wrong to have money, have lots of it. God wants you to be in an able position all the time. But the fact of the matter is, you don't destroy things in your life to have it. I work in a business that all people do is try to cheat each other every day, every second. That's all it is. And it's like people do pretty crazy things just to have a buck, man. Just to hold on to it, even just for a little bit longer, knowing that they can't have it for real all the time. It's better to just pay, get rid of it, and not even have it in your life if it's going to create wrong places for you to be and live. That's a fact. If you know that you're not good with money, you should just probably spend it. Give it to people in any possible way that you can get rid of it, because in your possession, you don't know what to do with it. And maybe you should just have automatic transactions go into a Fidelity investment account every single paycheck that you do and give yourself maybe $50 to $75 a week and put everything else into that account. If you're doing that right now, good for you. If you're not, do it immediately. I'm starting to see it really take a hold of my life in another way. Once you find out what's important in your food, in your environment, in your love, in your clothing, everything of who you are, you know what you spend. Eventually, it'll turn into be like, I don't know why I just don't spend anything anymore because I only focus on what I need. If you can do that, you'll start to understand things in another way, but you also need to be communicating with your mom. You need to be communicating, if you don't have your mom, communicating with any of your family. Because your family, your blood, your truth, your real will give you things, not physically, it's not about that. Sit and have conversations and tell me how it won't change your life in a moment. I've been doing that every weekend for like 6 weeks, 7 weeks. And the conversations alone have changed my life. And I love it. You have no idea how much that will change you in a moment. Just to talk with your people for a second. I don't know what to say, but that is the most stable place for you to be. If you don't have the stability in your life, go and see your family. If you don't know how to be connected with your family and there's some weird things, go and see them anyways and figure it out, because I'm telling you, it'll change your life. Just talk to your people. Because that's for real, man. You know, I drove from Texas to California. And when I hit Tehachapi, I hit just a wall of fog. And I swear I wouldn't have been able to get through that wall of fog If there wasn't a caravan of other cars with their lights on, we all went together and got through it all together. That's the only way to get through life, man. I'm telling you for real. You have to have a caravan, you have to have a village, you have to have individuals, people for real to get through anything. Did I know any of those people? Something did. I don't know. Something aligned, and that was the only way that I was able to get through that. And I think we were all in agreement on why we got through that together for real. And then whenever we got through it, we all drove. And that was all. Something happens in certain moments that teach you something. Open your eyes all the time. Because the only reason why I came to California whenever I did is to be with my family. I'll go back to Texas, and there's Colorado, and there's other places all the time. You know what I mean? That's the great thing about being remote. You get to go a lot of places. But for you, you, that's for me. I need to be more connected with my family every moment, every second that I can. But travel, go places. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with being who you are and who you want to become. How often do you go places? How often do you see everyone? How often do you want to be more connected to yourself? How do you do that? What do you want to be like? Hmm. So let me just say something to someone. I don't know. Don't hurt other people just to make yourself look okay. Because in the long run, everyone will know that you were the one that did everything wrong. And it'll be very apparent that it was you. Don't do those things. Don't try to get people in trouble just because you don't know how to cope with your own self. Why do people do that? And it's not being called a tattletale or anything like that. If you're just doing the wrong thing, you're just doing the wrong thing. That makes sense, right? But let me talk for a real. Let me talk for a moment. Why are you doing anything? Why are you doing anything? What's your motivation at all? Because you want to see somebody just have a hard time for a split second just because you don't agree with how somebody else is? How about you just look in the mirror? What wrong have you done? What wrong have you talked about other people all the time? Have you lied? Have you extended or extravagated a little bit on how you just don't understand what you're watching sometimes? Or what you want or how you feel while you're watching it? All these different types of emotions happen, right? Whenever you don't know how to cope with yourself, do you get mad? Do you get frustrated? Do you not know what to do other than just freaking out and just going red? Red? Red like a bull? I'm just going to go just, not. Okay. Be for real. Be honest. Be true. If you're that way, it's better for you to go in the closet and stay there and turn the lights off and never come out. Because the way you're going to treat other people is over, man. You can't treat people like that. You can't. Be good. And if you don't like other people, focus on what you see in the mirror. If you don't like other people, say to yourself in the mirror what you want to say to them and realize you have a portion of yourself just like them. Just like that, too. I have to look at myself every moment. That's one of the reasons why I record videos. And I like it like this now because live in 2025, I should have did more of that, but now we're in 2026. We create goals and whenever they do things. But it's great for me because I can see myself. And as I'm talking to you about how these things are, I'm saying it directly to myself because I can see it like that. It's important to see it better. You gotta see it so. You gotta want to see it better. How do you not have to worry about other people's crap ever again? Okay. What you do is you focus on how you feel and you stop. Pick this up and you do this. Like this. And you say, God, how do I become a better man? And God will be like, hear my words, you wise men, and give ear to me, you who know. For the ear tests words, as the palate tastes foods. Let us choose what is right. Let us know amongst ourselves what is good. And you're like, okay. I need to only hear the right thing. Because through everything, God talks to me every moment. And that's how I understand how to be a better man. Like that. Have you ever heard of this? So, I love this. Love. Love. For real. I want this to be a part of everything that I have, every moment, and I want all of it. Everything that they do, I want to just have it all. If I could just stay in this place every second of my day, I would just live there because of how they are, how they want to be, and what I want my life to be adjoined with. If they did anything, I would want them to just be in my home everywhere that I go, and I want to be like that. That's my life, and I want it more. That's all. Now, talk about how God wants to see everyone. I would love to do that too. The people who survived the sword found grace in the wilderness. When Israel sought for rest, the Lord appeared to him from far away. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore I have continued my faithfulness to you. Again I will build you, and you shall be built, O virgin Israel. Again you shall adorn yourself with tamarines, and shall go forth in the dance of the merry makers. Again you shall plant vineyards on the mountains of Samaria. And the planters shall plant and shall enjoy the fruit. And there shall be a day when watchmen will call. In the hill country of Ephraim, arise and let go. Let us go up to Zion, to the Lord our God. Who has survived their own sword? I'm still going through it for real. Do you know what that is? If I get through, I'm going to be very grateful for a lot of things. But I'm grateful regardless, I know. But man, your tongue will get you busted in a lot of things if you don't know how. I've been in some hard circumstances. But the ones who survive the sword can be symbolized as a cross. If you look at it, it's like that cross. If you know what I'm talking about, okay. If you know the stories, Jesus picked up the cross and that was it, man. People hung him on it. We're not supposed to do it, but inside of ourselves, we hold this cross. This right and wrong, what we're supposed to have in our life. But how do you make sure you don't get hurt by your own selfish ways? How do you become sealed from all of that? For real. How do you do that? Like this. allow that all the time. Like that. Whatever you do on the inside is what you're doing on the inside. You can't just sit there. What conversations are you having with God, with, with the Lord? What are you doing? It's important to just do it like that. I've done things that I feel like God would never forgive me for in my whole life, ever. Do you feel like that? Do you have so much regret and so much like turmoil on certain things that you just drive yourself into such emotional depression? I have. Sometimes I still feel like I have to do that, almost to the point to where I just want to die. Like sometimes, man, sometimes it's hard. This is not an easy thing sometimes. It could be the most exact situation that you could ever be in. But God is like, I'm going to put something on your heart that's going to weigh on you really hard, and you're going to have to question every moment on why you feel like that. And that's what I'm going through a lot. I'm going through every moment of what that means, and that is very hard to do. I don't want to do it. I hate it, but it is how I have to keep going forward with, and I don't understand why. But I do have to do that. I can be very harmful to myself sometimes, but it's like there's nothing else I can say. If I don't do it, I have to just, I don't know, there's something that's happening in our world. If you don't understand it, I don't know how to talk about it. If you are an awakened person, you know what I'm talking about. You have to move exact, or you are not going to live at all. Me, I don't know what else to say. This is where I go. This is where I have to be at the moment in myself, in my life, in my just everything right now. This is where I'm at. There's something happening in in my life. I don't know if it's happening in yours, but in my life, I want to say this is happening in our world, but I can't say it like that because I don't think it's happening like that for real. I think this happening of awakening things are happening just for individuals on however they are. And in my life, this is where I'm at. I'm terrified all the time about where I go, about where I'm going, about every day, about every second. And it's hard. I don't want to say it like that, but it is very, very, very hard. It's easier if you are a better person. I wasn't, and now I have to struggle. I have to force myself to live and keep driving and then go back, reflect, and know why I will never go back ever, ever, ever at all. And that's how I feel like I don't want to move on my own anymore. But it's hard to understand the developing of what that is a transition into and what that means. That's the cleaning of yourself. An awakening is the transitioning of the like that from what you didn't have at all. The moment that right here. What do you need at the moment? I got you. I'm right here. I'll move you whatever you have to go to. I want you to see that. Do you understand how you can just, I'm going to force you to do whatever it is. We're not going to stop them, okay? And drive and drive and drive and drive and drive. I don't know what that means, but please, if you know, say something, anything to anyone, to me, because this is a very, very different environment for my life, and I'm very controlled, but it's a terrifying moment because sometimes you don't feel like you're in control, and it is scary to see some of the stuff that comes out. To recognize it as it comes through, is that me? Is that someone else? I didn't realize, but there are some people talking through you. Help me understand, please God. Please God. Because whenever I'm around, I only want to talk to the right people about some things because I don't know how you're not going to get it. If you know what I'm talking about, it's not medium. You can have people talk through you. You know what that, I don't know how to talk. I've never said anything like that before anywhere here at all. Black Ribbon Group, that's where we're at right there. Okay? I don't know how else to talk about it, but I love funerals. A lot. And I would walk through a cemetery every moment of my day because I feel like that's my connection to God. I don't know how to talk about it, but that's what I want to be. I want to be like that. I can have people talk through who I am. It's not the same thing as what everybody else thinks. I can tell you and I can explain what that means for real. I can have anybody talk through who I am. How about that? You want to talk about some stuff for real? I can have anybody talk through who I am. We only have a few more minutes left, so you better say something if you want. Because I just found that. I know now. If you know what I'm talking about, we're about ready to discover some people in our lives and some truths about the Bible, man, and about where they learn from. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. I can't believe it. I want to be in a cemetery just helping everyone. That's my passion. That's what I want. I want to walk through cemeteries and just listen to everyone. If my family's watching this, you already know that I love to go to funerals. And I've never understood why, but I love it. I adore how everybody can become. I don't know why, but if anybody can recognize some things, please talk. Tell me, to help me find what that was. Because I'm right here. I love not death. I love what it could show you in your life. I feel like that's as close to God as people can know. Did you know that? awakening attracts what guards people from everything. I want to be a part of everybody's thing. I want to be a part of everybody's world. I hope no death happens to people and no pain ever occurs. But I swear upon everything, I want to be at a cemetery every moment of my day. If I can just walk through that valley every moment of my life, I love it. And I would be a part of it every second if I could. That's where I want this to go. This is where I see myself and where I see us going now. This is my way. This is how I feel. That is the highest caliber of a point that I've ever felt before. And you were watching me. If you were watching, if you want to go back and watch this. I'm gonna make it public for real because it makes something for me in my life. I can have people walk through who I am. I love to go to funerals, to be a part of somebody's memorial, and then to just be feeling what they could feel. That's awesome. That's awesome. And then to know what they could know, that's wisdom. That's like, wow. If you can look into somebody for real, man, that's what I want. That's what I am. That's what I am. I want that. I want it bad. That's how I feel. Every company, every person, every family should want to be like too. Maybe this subject isn't you, it's me. If it is you, okay. But if it's not, what is it for you? I found mine. I found it, and I want it. I don't know how it's going to come about, but let's talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's find it. Because I'm Moses, man. I'm Ezekiel, bro. How much can you talk to the people that you want to become, not even in this lifetime? I don't know. I know that I can hear things. I know that I can see people. I know that I have gotten confused with a few things a few times, and it scared me. I want to talk about this every moment, and I want to be at everybody's awakening. I want to be a part of everybody's deal. I want to be right there. I want to be right there. I want to be like, I want to see you guys. I want to see you do it. I want to see everyone. I want to learn how to be better. That's it. It's over. Time's up.